There's a truth about addiction almost no one tells you, because it doesn't fit into quick fixes or motivational slogans. Carl Jung believed addiction isn't a defect to punish, but a message from the soul. If you can learn to read that message, you don't just quit a habit, you become someone new. Stay with me to the end. I'll show you Jung's 3-step process to turn cravings into fuel, plus 5 daily practices that harden you against relapse without white-knuckle willpower. Miss any one piece, and you'll likely stay trapped in the same cycle. The real problem, it's not willpower, it's meaning. Addiction isn't simply cigarettes, alcohol, porn, food, or endless scrolling. It's a ritual we run to whenever life feels too much or not enough. Jung's insight is brutal and freeing. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. Most of us fight symptoms. We go to war with the substance, the app, the late-night impulse. But Jung asks a different question. What is the craving trying to say? If your life were full of meaning, purpose, and honest relationship with yourself, what would you need to numb? If you only fight the behavior, you eventually lose. If you decode the message, the behavior loses you. Anatomy of a craving. Jung plus modern habit loop explained simply. Every craving has a loop. Trigger. A mood, a place, a time, a person, a thought. Ritual. Your learned behavior that brings relief. Reward. Temporary anesthesia. Jung's addition. Hiding beneath the loop is a complex, an emotionally charged knot of memory, fear, shame, or longing. We don't crave the cigarette. We crave escape from an inner climate. Change the climate, and the ritual weakens. Example, after conflict, urge to drink. The complex isn't the alcohol. It's the body memory that conflict, hob danger, or soothe now. Late-night loneliness, phone scrolling. The complex, stillness, or emptiness, hob I'm not enough. The shadow, why suppression backfires. Jung called the denied parts of ourselves the shadow, traits, needs, and wounds we don't want to see. Suppress the shadow and it returns as compulsion. You felt it. The more you vow, never again, the louder the urge. You can shove a beach ball underwater for a while. It always blasts back up. What you won't face possesses you. Jung warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. In a moment, I'll give you a script you can speak internally the next time a craving hits. Use it once, and you'll feel the power shift. Reframing the enemy, the craving as a messenger. The craving is not a command, it's information. When it appears, ask, what is this really asking me to feel or face? If this urge had a voice, what would it say? What is missing right now? Comfort, connection, competence, meaning. This is not soft talk, it's technique. Awareness creates choice. Choice creates distance. Distance dissolves possession. Jung's 3-step alchemy. Turn the poison into power. Jung loved the metaphor of alchemy, turning lead into gold. Here's the 3-step transformation. Step 1. Name the energy. Expose the complex. This is anxiety. This is loneliness. This is shame. Naming is taming. Language drags the shadow into light. Physiologically, labeling emotion reduces its intensity. Step 2. Give it a form. Active imagination. Fast version. Close your eyes. 30-60 seconds. Imagine the urge as a figure sitting across from you. A child, a critic, a fog, a wave. Ask, why are you here? What do you want me to know? Write the first sentence that comes up. Don't judge. This translates raw compulsion into symbolic data you can work with. Step 3. Transmute the energy. Ritual replacement. Decide a replacement ritual you will always do when the urge hits. Something that moves the same energy but toward growth. 10 slow breaths, then 20 push-ups, then cold water on the face. Pen plus page. Write 3 lines of unfiltered truth. I feel, I want, I fear. Step outside. 3 minutes of fast walking, repeating, I can hold this. Key, don't just resist, reroute. The body learns. When the wave comes, we surf it somewhere useful. Where Stoicism enters, boundaries and behavior. Jung gives us depth. The Stoics give us guardrails. Epictetus, no person is free who is not master of himself. Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Add 3 Stoic guardrails to Jung's inner work. Premeditatio malorum, premeditation. Each morning, anticipate triggers. Tonight I'll feel lonely after 10 p.m. Prime a plan. When loneliness hits, I journal, shower cold, text a specific friend. Dichotomy of control. Focus on what you control in the next 5 minutes. Breath, posture, movement. 1 message to a mentor, 1 page written. Micro-control beats macro-anxiety. Voluntary discomfort. Small doses. Choose 1 small hardship daily. Cold shower, tough workout, silent commute. Train your nervous system to tolerate discomfort. The more discomfort you can hold, the fewer anesthetics you need. The map of triggers. Make the unconscious visible. Pull out a page. Draw 4 quadrants. Time, place, mood, people. Fill each with your top 3 relapse conditions. Then for each, pick a replacement ritual. From step 3, you will run automatically. Example, time, 11:30 p.m. Replacement, teeth, splash cold water, 3 lines journal, sleep mask on. Mood, rejection. Replacement, 25 squats, Faber's call X, plus 5-minute walk. People, after seeing that friend. Replacement, home, tea, read 5 pages. You just designed choice architecture. Now the system supports the self. 1920. Shadow work without drowning. Safe depth. Shadow work can flood you. Don't dive alone. Use edges. Set a timer, 5 to 10 minutes, for active imagination or journaling. Stop when it rings. End each session with a grounding act. Cold water, breath, or a short walk. If trauma content appears, recruit help. Therapist, group, mentor. Courage and containment must travel together. Building the new self. Identity streaks. Jung. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Recovery isn't the absence of urges. It's the presence of a larger identity. Each time you notice, name, and reroute, you cast a vote. I am the person who can hold energy and aim it. Stop measuring yourself only by days clean. Measure by integrity reps. Did I notice early? Did I name it? Did I run the replacement ritual? Did I tell the truth on paper? 4. Yeses are a win, even if you slipped earlier. Identity changes by evidence. 5. Daily practices. Simple, repeatable, compounding. 1. The 3-line truth. Evening, 90 seconds. I feel, I want, I fear. No poetry, just truth. This releases pressure and feeds the conscious mind data. 2. 1 hard thing. Morning, Tao 5 minutes. Cold water, push-ups, or a sprint set. Tell your body, we do hard things by choice. 3. Trigger rehearsal, at midday, 60 seconds. Visualize the top trigger. Rehearse the replacement ritual. Wire the response before the night comes. 4. Connection contract, daily. Name 2 humans you'll touch base with. Addiction thrives in isolation. Connection kills the lie, you're alone. 5. Meaning minutes, daily 10-20. Choose 1 meaningful act. Creating, learning, serving, building. Addiction shrinks as purpose expands. 26. Mo, case story, composite, educational tone. Take Domo A, high-performing nightly phone spiral. Triggers, fatigue, plus self-criticism. We mapped the loop, labeled the complex, I'm not doing enough, and installed a red zone ritual. Lights off at 10:30, phone docked in the kitchen, 3 lines in a bedside notebook. Breath, X10. First week, 3 slips. Second week, 1. By week 4, slips didn't vanish, but I stopped calling them failures. Each urge became training. Energy flowed from numbing into reading, plus morning workouts. The behavior changed because identity changed. What to do? When you slip, you will. Relapse isn't the opposite of growth. Hiding is. If you slip, name it quickly. Reduce shame. Run the post-slip ritual. Glass of water, 10 breaths, 3 lines truth, short walk. Tell one person, break isolation. Extract the lesson. Which quadrant? Which cue did I miss? Rehearse the fix once. Close your eyes. Run the scene correctly. You just turned a loop into a lesson. The shadow loses when you refuse to hide. The final turn, individuation over abstinence. Jung would say, the goal isn't to become a person who never feels a craving. The goal is to become a person large enough to hold one. That's individuation, not perfection, but wholeness. And here's the hidden reward. When you face what the urge was hiding, grief you hadn't grieved, a talent you hadn't used, a truth you hadn't spoken, you don't just remove pain, you recover power. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Your 7-day field test. If you want this to stick, run a 7-day experiment. Day 1, make your trigger map. Time, place, mood, people. Day 2, choose one replacement ritual and rehearse it twice. Day 3, do one hard thing before 9 a.m. Day 4, 3-line truth at night. No skipping. Day 5, connection with 2 people. Text, call, coffee. Day 6, 10-20, meaning minutes. Create, learn, serve. Day 7, review slips and wins. Write 1 paragraph. What my craving taught me this week. Comment below with I'm in and which day you're starting. If you're willing, share your single replacement ritual. Others will steal it in a good way. Addiction says, you're a slave to the wave. Jung says, learn the sea. You don't beat this by becoming harder. You beat it by becoming truer. Notice, name, transmute, add stoic guardrails. Stack tiny proofs until they form a self you trust. If this helped, subscribe for more stoicism, Jungian depth psychology, Epictetus-level discipline, and practical philosophy. Share this with someone who needs a new map. And remember, the urge is not the enemy. It's energy looking for a leader. Be that leader.